G'day, Alex here, owner of High Performance Father, and touching base with an amazing video I want to share with you from the inside. We did a phenomenal event. I'm wearing the shirt. On the back it says Kosci 2.0. It was a life-changing event for 32 men and myself. I want to share with you some of the insights in this exclusive coaching video on our Inner Circle program, our High Performance Father coaching program. Some of the shares and stories that these men went through, some of the breakdowns which led to the breakthroughs across what was a phenomenal 4-day event. So sit back, make sure you get some pen and paper. We'll get a pen and paper out to make some notes. There are some amazing gold nuggets in there from these men, not just from me, from these men, and key takeaways that you can apply to your life so you can win in 2022 and get on the front foot moving forward the way that you want to on your terms. Make sure you have no distractions. Give yourself the time. This is your time. This is your time to take some time and space out for yourself. Watch and listen to the words of these men off the back of a phenomenal event where they were symbolically and physically at the highest point of the country, what they have to say, their shares, and apply this to your life right away. This was an interesting one, Ames. Not that I'm saying this is you at the moment. This is what pops up, right? Seeking approval. We all seek approval, though, because again, this is happening with your friendship circle. Remember, Ames was talking about some of your mates that just, I guess, they talk a lower level and maybe chip away at some of your achievements or talk down. But also, when you're on the bus, I'll just go, we're going from the base. All right, awesome, and then we're on the bus. Okay, we'll just go here, and obviously it doesn't look like that, but symbolically, my point is what we're constantly doing in our environment is seeking approval. All of us do. But the question is, what level are you playing at? What level are you seeking approval? Is it a fundamental level? Like, is it a core level of who you are? Because right now, and I don't mean to be rude, but we all have this, and you might use a different term than seeking approval, but fuck, I like to look good, present well. I'm not here with my shirt off in like a fucking bum or wearing my pajamas. I've got my RDM shorts on because it's the middle of summer, but I'm also not going to dress up just in a fucking suit to please you all. But essentially, I'm here to present what is something that I want to portray, an image and an expression of energy that is also accepted inside of the tribe. That's why I don't even have shirts. Like, it's just all my gear on the inside. I got a Hurley shirt for Christmas. I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's a white shirt. It's got like 6 stains on it from the kids already from breakfast. It's in the bin. But these just keep popping up. So we all seek approval, fellas. Don't hate yourself for it. But the question we need to ask ourselves, instead of accepting a statement that we make around our environment, is what level am I playing at? Is it other people's levels? What level am I seeking approval at? And why? Does it need to be this way? Because it can be something that's great. Sean, you might have been seeking approval through some of the subtleties in conversations or asking or chatting to me or even halfway up the base. And I think that's cool, man. Like, again, I'm just using 2 words. We can reframe it to a different word. Encouragement, that's a great word. You can't spell that without courage. So you're giving courage to someone else who may be lacking in that. Like, take whatever you want, fellas, but this is about cues and giving different cues that you can then take in and go, yeah, I can pull something from this. And I rarely use those words, seeking approval, because, at a core level, I don't seek approval from anyone. Push that shit myself and go, okay, who do I choose to be? And then who can I allow to influence me? Terminology is a powerful thing, but it's something to not slap yourself over the wrist for, but understand when you're in the right environment, it holds a lot of power. On that note, Pete Dunlop, you've been a member, and then we might go to Tim Blackadder and get your perspective, because you're videoing the whole thing, which is hard, man, because I wanted you to enjoy and be there, just like Dave Weir. But again, you're like probably one of the coaches. It was a different experience for me, and it was for the coaches that it would have been for you guys. But that's with good reason. We are there for you. But Pete, one of the originals, number 5. We got big Pete at number 5 and little Pete at number 4. So if I guess we're going in ascending order of height and number, it works out. But mate, how was the environment, Pete? And what's the biggest thing that you learned about the tribesmen and yourself from the event?
You talk about self-sabotage leading up to the event. I was so occupied on work, thinking, oh, can I take these days off, Friday and Monday? Got lots on. I got to the event that afternoon, just in that environment, just the guys being there and just that place. I just felt connected back to myself for the first time in ages. And then as I got to talk to the guys, it's like, I've been with the group for 3.5 years, and it's rare that we actually get to meet, and to meet people physically and get that energy was awesome. And then the climb itself, man, that's when I really connected to myself on the climb, connected to the other guys, and got to the top. And what I let go of myself up there was basically sometimes when you've been doing something for so long, it's like climbing Everest. You end up on camp 2, but then you stay on camp 2 for too long. And to me, I needed that whole experience to kick me in the ass to go to that next step, right? And you talk about naps, I hardly get into the red zone, and I just need to start pushing myself to get past. And that's what I used that weekend for, mate. It was just that big catalyst to push me to that next zone, to push me up further, to get to that next peak. I loved it. Sucked all the energy I could out of it. It was just hearing the guys' stories, seeing some of the guys who got up the top, everyone got up there. Everyone had their own battles to get up there, and it was phenomenal.
It really was, Pete. That's an awesome share. It's hard, and I can't speak from personal experience. I'm not in my 50s, but from the volume and the percentage, like chatting to one on messaging, Grant Croft messaged me today about a father who's in need but doesn't believe he's in need. And I'm like, fuck, mate, welcome to 99% of men. And I don't say that from a cynical point of view, Pete, or for society as a whole, but that's the numbers, mate. Like, you guys have no fucking idea. To get the numbers we have in our group right now, the number of men is astronomical who've cut themselves away. It's fucking crazy, man. Like, this shit would shock you guys like you wouldn't believe. And there's some deep, heavy stuff in there. It's not mine to own. I'm very empathetic, but I can't hold on to that either. But it would be very challenging, Pete. A man in his late 40s and 50s looking to go, I need to challenge myself again. They're probably just fucking exhausted after what they've gone through with children, careers, and everything else in between. To go, oh, mate, I just want to sit. I just want to cruise for a while. But that cruise becomes my father, who's entering his late 60s now, and saw him today. It was my son's baptism. And I was like, it's not the father he used to be.
Yep. But it's true, man. It's you're never too old to start. Well, unless I can get out there. And you get the energy from all the tribe. But seeing guys like Ken and Matt Lee, right, who are also similar age to me, and they're pretty high peak of fitness, especially Ken. It gives you drive. I mean, to me, I feel like I'm 40. It just becomes a number. And it's the other thing I learned on the weekend was just some of Ken's training on breathing and some of the reality from Matt and from Brock on nutrition, etc. Sorry, Dave Lee. Not that Lee. From Dave and from Ken, it really boosts me up, and even Pete, small Pete, he's in his 50s too, and the energy in that guy is phenomenal too. You're never too old, mate. And doing this for the last 3 years, I think has put me back about 10 years younger.
Yeah, that's awesome, Pete. Great share, mate, and thank you for that. Yeah, appreciate the insights and the continued support, mate, of everything. Thank you. Fellas, when we're at the top of the mountain, I'm posting this in the chat section now in Workplace. We said to the guys, you will leave something up here to die. Something here must die. Like, this is the line in the sand. I've asked this question of you guys now. What is something you are leaving behind in 2021 to die? Yes, we're a month into 2022, but what is something, facts, feelings, past, habit, anything big or small? And I want you guys to post in the comments section, those watching this, those watching the replay, those who didn't come to Kosciuszko, what that looks like for you, because this is important. You could see the transformation. You could see how much of a pivotal change this was, but it doesn't need to be something that is necessarily just in person. We've run 2 Kosciuszkos. We're up to member 405. 406. This isn't the make or break. For some, it may be the catalyst, but essentially for all of us and how we're connected in this environment of the tribe, they're all stepping stones. Tim, let's get you on, mate. How was it from your point of view? You're behind the camera most of the weekend, man. Like, what did you see? What did you see with the environment? What did you learn about the tribesmen? And how did this influence you?
Yeah, look, it was a crazy weekend. I think the pressure was on sort of to ensure that I capture it to the best of my ability, and really it was just documenting the magic that was there. It was busy, it was crazy. I learned a lot, but it was great to see all the boys getting involved, and I don't think there was anyone that really didn't take that weekend for really what it was, and it was such an eye opener before the events, everything that we learned. I know everyone was taken away so much from all the presenters and everyone that was really like spreading the message. That Sunday though, I think everyone was talking about is it 21Ks, it's 7Ks. Like, we couldn't really get an answer of how many Ks it actually was. But look, videoing and photographing, I tried to capture most people going up, and it was just good to see that everyone struggled. There was no one that just walked up, being a breeze, but everyone was there to give each other a hand. And I caught a couple of those moments on video, and that was quite special. But overall, it was just phenomenal. That 7-hour drive in my head, it was just reminiscing of how great it was. And I'm in a lucky position. I get to rewatch that footage over and over now.
650 odd gigabytes of footage.
Yeah, ended up being like 800.
800, shit. Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Great stuff, man. Look, we're going to have this for you guys to see. We're definitely going to post replays for the tribesmen and have that exclusively for you guys, because capturing that emotional is something that I feel is very special, Tim. And you're right, it was hard. It was hard going up the mountain, the entire event. Like I said, and I said this before we started the live stream. Friday intro, great start to the event. I'd already been there since Wednesday. The very first thing that Dave Weir, I keep calling him Chris for some reason, I don't know why, but Dave Weir came up Sorry, fellas, that's an in-house joke because someone got Dave's name wrong once, so we thought we'd flog the fuck out of it, and we'll probably do that for the rest of the year. But essentially, Dave came to me straight after the introduction and said, "Mate, I've got some bad news. We've got two thunderstorm warnings for Saturday and Sunday." I said, "Tell me what that means, Dave." Because all I've got in my head is Sunday afternoon, we're all at the top of the mountain. He's like, it depends on how you see yourself and whether you want to go to jail or not, with people going up the mountain, getting electrocuted or struck down by lightning. And he was like, okay. It's challenging, mate. So essentially, fellas, like, there's always problems, right? They just change, or someone has something at different times. We all get them, but that was a challenge for me because in my head I was like, symbolically, no, these men need to get to the fucking top. We've done it before. We did it last year. It's very powerful. It's needed. So that was hard, coupled with Tim and I doing some footage, and I see Tim just galloping up the top, and we had to catch up. And it was like, okay, so I had to fucking run, and he wanted to film me as well. I don't know if you're going to actually show it. He probably didn't even press record. He's like, all right, run for this part. Next thing you know, I'm running for like 400 meters. That's what it felt like anyway. Up one of the steepest parts from the middle of the base, and mate, the heart rate got up straight away. But it's very powerful. Why do you think it's important, though, Tim? Looking through that lens, why is it important? Why is it important for these men to have the space and environment to actually open up and with emotions, whether they share them, feel them, express them, share them through words? Why do you think it's important, mate? From what you saw with a lot of these guys in, I guess shedding some of the old skin or baggage, but also just having the space and environment to open up.
Yeah, I think it comes down to we've all got issues. We've all got some problems, and what this program allows is really it gives us the tools and the knowledge and the know-how and the access to some phenomenal resources to really combat that and lead a better, more sustainable, healthier life. And I think that's a strong message to get out there for a lot of men, a lot of fathers.